No one is selling. We're still doing brisk business every day. It's all buying of physical. This is all paper. And if you own the physical, you win. If you own the paper, you lose.
Well, Andy, I needed to vent for those that also feel the need to vent, and you really hit the nail on the head. You wrote recently about the primary trend, and the primary trend for anybody that's been buying physical precious metals since 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 is up. Every single year they are making money. Every single year it's been a profitable investment. I know you don't like to call it investment, but it's been a profitable thing to do. And so let's talk about the primary trend, because that is the key. When the bad guys are winning in the short term, we need to look at the long-term trend, which is up.
Okay, well, this morning I wrote in my piece, which will be out in a few hours, about some of the things behind the primary trend, and as I said, why I believe it's the most undervalued gold and silver have been before. Now, tell me that anyone who sees this list of things I'm about to say can believe that this is the end of a gold bull market, much less not the very beginning of it. We're talking about surging demand around the world. We're talking about plunging production, exploding mining costs, proliferating currency wars, endless monetary debasement, currency controls, global recession, expanding social unrest, global corruption, debt ceiling to infinity, unending deficits, upcoming fiscal cliff sequester, silver shortages, gold repatriation, war drums, civil rights violations, the real State of the Union, and, of course, massively suppressed prices. So I want someone to come on, anyone, be it on mainstream or the shadow world, and tell me why, with this list going on, how anyone could believe that this is a selling opportunity instead of a buying opportunity.
Yeah, and it gets a little old for people to hear this idea. It sounds a little cliched at this point to just say keep stacking. But I mean, guys, the point of that term, the point we should make T-shirts, I think, Andy, and sell T-shirts now that say keep stacking, and only those who are in the know would know what that means. But the point is that you just keep. I do anyway. You keep buying in regular intervals, no matter what the price is. It's called dollar cost averaging. That's the way I do it. I'm a terrible trader. So for those of you that have a stockpile of cash that weren't buying at 34, 35, well, you got a heck of an opportunity now at 30. Maybe there's some good market timers out there. I'm not one of them. I just keep stacking on a regular basis. And over the course of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years now, I've had a lot more time than I thought I was going to have, because we all thought the fiat crash was coming sooner than it has. I've got a lot more silver in physical form, and I have some gold, but I have a lot more silver now in physical form, Andy, than I ever thought I would have, because I've had more time to stack over time.
And the same here. It was no different for me with when I was a stock trader and analyst. When I think something's undervalued, I buy it. I'm not necessarily looking for a price point. I am looking to exchange. This is defense. This is why I say protect yourself. You are owning a depreciating asset, the dollar or the euro or the yen. You want to trade it into real items of value. And when you're talking about the monetary items of value, that's gold and silver. It's that simple. When I buy, I could not care less about the price. It's nice when it's a little lower, but that said, I don't really care, because you typically, when it's higher, that means fears are increasing. So it really doesn't matter to me. I've been doing the same thing as you have, and as a result, as frustrated, I should say, as I am today, I am not stressed, because my coins aren't going anywhere. Paper stocks like Gold Corp and GLD are gone. You look up at your brokerage account, you've lost that money. It may never come back. Coins are forever.
Yeah, the great tangible asset that no one seems to appreciate, at least among the sheeple. Honest to God, Andy, I still don't know anybody in my neighborhood. I don't have family. I don't have any friends aside from my friends through SGT Report and all the good folks out there listening now. Sure, you guys are all my friends, but you're not in my immediate daily life. I still don't know anybody, Andy, who is buying physical precious metals. I know nobody, Andy. This is still like the best kept secret, right? The only people that are in on this secret are the elite, I think. Those are the only ones that are stacking physical precious metals in great big giant bars. I really believe that.
Yeah, well, I wrote a piece called Friends, Family, and Colleagues, or Family, Friends, and Colleague about a month ago. It's the same thing. Generally speaking, the people you run into in real life, are not buying gold and silver. In fact, they're not buying stocks. They're not buying anything. They're just hoping and praying that this recession ends so that they keep their job if they still have it. Thankfully, in my role at Miles Franklin, being Ranting Andy, I have been meeting more and more people, though, throughout the country who have been buying gold and silver, and it's I mean, it's a big difference between it was 5 years ago. Again, I would say that 5 years ago, 1% of the population had a clue, and this year, 2% has a clue. That's a big difference. And if it becomes 3% or 4%, well, that could be what takes the cartel down. And again, it's not just the United States where this. I mean, like you said, the United States is only 3 or 4% of the world population. So you're going to see people fearful of these currency wars, of the other things on my list, just exponentially increasing over the years because these things cannot change. The economy is not going to, quote, recover anywhere. And even if it did, who cares if the economy was slightly stronger? We have $17 trillion of debt. We have trillion-plus deficits that are getting worse. And if the economy does recover even minutely, then interest rates are going to rise, which are going to make the debts and the deficits even worse, or alternatively cause more QE. So I wouldn't worry about the economy recovering. Anytime you see gold go down because of a, quote, better than expected number, it's just the cover that they used to attack. Years ago, they used to attack anytime the, quote, dollar index inched up a nudge. Now it's anytime there's any kind of better than expected number. You look at the numbers like today's New York Empire Manufacturing Index. You look at the components, and it's complete garbage. There was nothing up about it. And then you look at industrial production, which was negative last month, but of course it's ignored. This is all about the cartel attacking. It has nothing to do with news. And anyone who's looking at the news, just look at my blog, knows the news is bad everywhere.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually seem to be improving for anyone who really is in the know and knows where to get real information.
No, we had negative GDP for the U.S. last quarter. Yesterday, they announced negative GDP for Japan and all of Europe. But yet they'll still be on CNBC saying that we're in a recovery and that look at how many points the Dow is from its all-time high. This is my point. It's all ignored by the evil troika of Wall Street, Washington, and the mainstream media. And that's why I tell people not to read these people because they're just trying to scare you. They are probably so excited today talking about gold being down, and anyone who reads them will get scared. But the fact is, gold and silver are the primary trend. They will keep going up no matter how hard these guys try to keep it down. But if you own paper, PM investments, I guarantee you will be taken out of them at some point.
In the last 5 minutes we have together, Andy, let's just go global for a second, and or at least wider domestically. I want to ask you about one of two things. There's so much earth-shaking change happening on the planet right now. I mean, really fundamental paradigm-shifting stuff, like, for instance, the announced resignation of the Pope. We haven't seen that in centuries. It's absolutely unprecedented in modern history. We've got Obama doing his State of the Union address, promising stuff for everybody, and a $9 an hour minimum wage. I mean, what do you make about any of the stuff you're seeing that I just mentioned?
Okay, well, as for the Pope, I don't have much to say other than why do you hire a guy who's 80 years old for a job? What do you expect? He's going to be doing a good job, so that's just silly. But the State of the Union address, I mean, like you said, it's just platitudes. And I wrote just yesterday about the minimum wage, how it was $3.35 when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, the United States was a massive global industrial power, where today it's a shell. It's lost all its manufacturing jobs. Yet the minimum cost is going to be triple. In fact, in San Francisco, it's almost $11 right now. So that is pure inflation, and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. It has nothing to do with anything else but money printing. And actually, everyone should go to the Real State of the Union by Peter Schiff. He did a podcast today talking about raising the minimum wage. All that does is disincentivize companies to hiring people because they're trying to make them pay them more than they're worth. So again, all this is spending and inflation and stupidity and big government, and all it does is contribute to the primary trend. I mean, I bought more silver this week. Am I fretting about it? No, because I'm very excited that I have gotten rid of more of my paper dollars. And again, you're talking about the sequestration that's coming up in 2 weeks. Already I see calls from both the Democrats and Republicans to not do it. They've already cut it in half because of the fiscal cliff deal. Now they want to get rid of it entirely. And if you remember, 2 years ago they made this deal and they were so staunch about it. Just like when I recall Obama, he did a speech back in 2006 as a senator saying what a disgrace it is that we're raising the debt ceiling. Now he's the number one guy calling for the debt ceiling to be increased $8 trillion later. So again, fiat currency is a Ponzi scheme. It will keep going in this direction until it collapses. Guaranteed. I am telling every reader here that the money supply, the debt, the money printing around the world will keep going up. It will never stop until it ends. So if you think that that's the circumstances you should be selling physical gold and silver, okay, your funeral.
Andy, you're always one of the best guests that I talk to in any given month. I really talk to some really remarkable people, and you're at the top of the list. So thanks for your time. I don't say it enough about the Miles Franklin newsletter. I'm not sure how many people in the audience are reading that on a daily basis, but it's really phenomenal. Can you remind people how to read the Miles Franklin newsletter, and also tell people how they can buy physical precious metals from an honorable group of folks like you guys over at Miles Franklin?
Yeah, again, I mean, Miles Franklin's been around since 1990. That's 24 years. Not a single customer complaint registered, a A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. We believe in service. We believe in education, and we're competitive on price. And one of the things that we do, as you mentioned, Sean, is we write 5 days a week. Myself and David Scheckman, the founder of the firm, we both write separate free newsletters, which you can get online. Just go to milesfranklin.com or put your email address in there, and they'll get emailed to you daily. And also Bill Holter, one of the best writers in the business, writes for us on a daily basis. We do this to educate. And if you are interested in buying or selling precious metals, give us a call, 800-822-8080. And in my role as marketing director, you can contact me anytime, Hoffman at milesfranklin.com.
Guys, if you want to buy precious metals from an honorable dealer, an honorable group of folks that will take care of you, call Miles Franklin. Can you give him that number one more time?
800-822-8080.
All right, Andy, thanks so much for everything you're doing. I've learned a lot from you, and I really do appreciate what you're doing out there on behalf of all of us on a daily basis, trying to inform the masses. Thanks, man.
You're very welcome.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
Great. Thanks,
appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us, and thanks for supporting SGT Report. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.